Dear white people, please do not get it twisted. I am not assuming that you are all bigots. Let me repeat that. I am not assuming that you are all bigots. I assure you I was taught at a very young age what assuming does to both you and me. In fact, it was a lesson learned around the same time that I was so eagerly educated by my white teachers that if I mastered the English language and enunciated every word I spoke exactly the way they did, I would be treated in a favorable manner. And furthermore, affirmed by said white teachers for being smart. Which is why I address you now, speaking in the style, pace, inflection, and pronunciation I was taught by your community to address your community, with the hope that you would not disregard my thesis and thus render my voice ignorant, which we all know is a synonym for stupid and or uneducated, both of which I am not. Dear white people, when I call you white, I am not judging you by the color of your skin, nor am I disregarding the history, people, and values I've been taught since I was 6 that made you who you are, invalidating the vast diversity of each of your unique stories, or even worse, disregarding the sacrifices and hard work that have allowed you to become the individual you are today. As someone often referred to in this country as Latino and or Hispanic, categorical designations often used as blanket terms to refer to the millions of people so vastly diverse in regards to their rich ethnic and cultural heritages, countries of origin and ancestry, familial and community values, artistic and musical expression, cuisine, language, dialect, idioms, political and economic paradigm, not to mention all the unique stories of the individual people within those various ethnic cultural groups, all together under the term Latino. I know very well the pain of not being offered the respect to be heard or validated based on the content of my character and not the color of my skin or my facial features. Please understand that when I call you white, I am referring to you based on your position within the social construct of race from which the very foundations and fabric of our society thrives. Please understand the difference between race and ethnicity, whereby the former is founded in folk taxonomies, polygenism, and eugenics, and the latter is founded in the truth that we are all made in the image of God. It is a distinction I personally hold you accountable for understanding, even though it is not taught in most schools and even some universities. Racism is the air that we breathe. Seeing you as white tells me nothing about who you are as an individual, but it tells me everything about where you stand within the social hierarchy of this country. Dear white people, I stand before you today not as a poet, and my aim is not to inspire or entertain you. I stand before you today as beloved, extending an invitation to the table, a table of repentance, a table of fellowship, a table of humility, and a table of justice. A table where we lead the charge on dismantling racism, white supremacy, and white privilege. A table where our diversity is not celebrated by tokenism with ethnic music, cuisine, and artifacts, but a table where our diversity is celebrated through reconciliation, through healing from the pain of oppression, and from learning how to breathe again. Every moment in the reality of his kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. Dear white people, before you take up this invitation to this table, there's some things you must know. You will be uncomfortable. You will experience guilt. You will get defensive. You will make mistakes, and you may not get the response from people of color that you think you deserve. Furthermore, at this table, my experience as a person of color is not open for debate. My anger and pain is valid. I am not responsible for your comfort, and I do not need you to save me. My neighborhood is not your mission field. My neighborhood is your university. My neighborhood is your seminary. Come with respect to learn more about yourself than you do me. Come with reverence to see God more clearly and in ways you are unable to alone. Dear white people, from the bottom of my heart, I love you all. I do. But please know that I am not a reverse racist. That term is as ridiculous as calling a victim of rape a reverse rapist. There is no such thing as reverse racism, but I am fighting to reverse racism. I will do justice to usher shalom into our midst. I will work towards reconciliation by loving mercy, and I will walk alongside you humbly before God, because that is what the Lord requires. Dear God's beloved, everyone right now, I want you to look at someone of a different ethnicity. You can stand up. Just look at someone from a different ethnicity. I always get this response. Look at someone from a different ethnicity. It's interesting that people always start laughing when they look at someone of a different ethnicity. So is everybody looking at someone else? If you are not around someone of another ethnicity, you can think about what that means. But look at someone from another ethnicity. That person you are looking at right now is made in the image of God. That person is beloved. We are beloved. But that person has been told lies that they don't matter. That person has been told lies that they don't belong. That person has been told lies that they are supreme. That person has been told lies that they are 3/5. That person has been told lies that they are criminals and rapists. That person has been told lies that they are exotic sex objects. That person has been told lies that they are invisible. That person has been told lies that they are a fetish. That person has been told lies that they are a threat. That person has been told lies that they are illegal. And those lies have shaped who we are and how we see each other. But there is another way, a narrow way, that is difficult and full of pain, but a way that leads to abundant life. Dear God's beloved, I invite you to his table, and I pray that you will come and stay. Sincerely yours, your Chicano brother in Christ, Christian.